Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Not been making any videos for the last week because, well, because I haven't, okay? But, you know, there's things been going on, wiring trimmed in, and this is going to be, once it's sorted out, it's going to be all painted nicely white, and these beams are going to be, well, that beam is going to end up covered completely. These other beams are going to have an edge rounded off them, and this huge space down here is going to have all manner of good things, cupboards and such likes. Yeah, today I've had lovely weather here, and I made best use of it. That actually looks quite nice. Yeah, I like that. It sort of starts to turn this loft space into a room, doesn't it? Of course, it's got to come down when I plaster, but there was a reason it needed to go up this last week. Yeah, so there we are. Anyway, let's go and edit video. Good morning to you all, good morning. It's Sunday the 10th of February 2019. Sunday morning. Things to do. One of the comedy things about trying to keep an oven clean is when it's also your prime source of heat, you can't actually clean it very often because it's hot. So here we are on a Sunday morning, attacking the oven. Well, that's a bit better, isn't it? It won't last long. That'll soon be dirty. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. When a chap cleans his oven, you know that he's probably thinking there's going to be a visitor of some sort, which means that I'm driving down to Poitiers Airport. It's going to take me a shade over an hour to drive there, and obviously an hour and a bit to drive back. But Poitiers, it's served by flights from London Stansted and one or two other places. A useful airport if you want to come to this part of France. There's something we're about to do. See the blue sign? We're going from the Indre into Indre-et-Loire because, you know, this is all part of the Loire Valley or Loire area. Very pretty, isn't it? Well, we're getting into some big towns now. I think this is La Roche-Posay, I think. We're about to faster route via the D725 and A10, which saves 8 minutes. If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap no, thanks. Well, this is Châtillon-sur-Indre. Just dropped in to have a cup of coffee and a little walk around. But what a glorious day it is. This is just a quickie film for anybody thinking about coming to visit me, which would be wonderful. My guest over the last week is departing today from Limoges. Oh, excuse me. Limoges International Airport. Now, behind those vehicles there's an aeroplane, a Ryanair aircraft that is going to Stansted, London Stansted. And Limoges Airport is about an hour and 40 minutes drive from Azay-le-Ferron. So it's one of the more distant airports, but it just so happened that there was a flight going out today that was, as luck has it, very, very cheap. The flight to London Stansted with no frills with Ryanair was a centime less than 20 euros. How about that? That's if you book online in advance and all those sorts of things. You don't normally get that sort of price. But Limoges, I do like aeroplanes, but I've never been able to eat a whole one. Well, trusty Skoda and I have made our way back from Limoges and we're heading towards Azay-le-Ferron, but I thought it was quite sensible to stop somewhere for a walk and for lunch and coffee and all those good things. And where better to stop than a town called Argenton-sur-Creuse. Now, I thoroughly recommend that you do all the usual things with Google Earth and Street View and all that sort of thing, because it's quite a wonderful small town. I'm going to have a little walk around, and we'll have a look to see what we can see. Obviously, this is just a car park around the back side of somewhere. Yeah, let's have a little walk. I'm going to stretch my legs for just a little while and I'll show you that sign. It says at the top, Vieux Pont, Vieux Pont, the old bridge. And we're going to walk that way because if we turn this way, and if I rest my elbow so I don't shake too much, let's just zoom. How about that for a statue? Of course, it's the Virgin and Child on top of a small church, or chapel in fact, on top of the hill, and we'll go and become more acquainted with that, I think. Well, there's a nice church. And there's a road with cafes and things, but we're going to carry on our pilgrimage, you might think, perhaps. Oh, what's that in the window? Train sets. I don't think it's a model railway shop. With a little model of the good lady, La Bonne Dame. And as we come up here, this is obviously the old bridge. Isn't that just beautiful? What a wonderful, wonderful location. Let's cross this little road. Right, before this next bit, any of those of you that wish to make yourselves comfortable, do it now, because we're going to go up these stairs and see what we can see. Fancy being the postman up this road. Well, getting up here, now this is not for the broken-winded old chaps like most of us. Quite, absolutely. Oh, I think she's the guide. Now sadly, the chapel is kept locked at the moment, which is a shame because I was hoping to sit down and have a breather, but this is what most people will come up here to see. Well, having gained the heights, now we'll descend to the town. I'm sort of following my nose a little bit here. Anything that goes down is probably good, isn't it? Well, this is the same river, different bridge. The sun's sort of in the way a bit there. Never mind. And while we're here, why not? Let's go and have a look at this Roman bridge. Down this way. Yeah, not quite as exciting as I thought. We'll do it in English. Here is the pillars of the Roman bridge that allowed the road to Limoges to cross the river Creuse. So that, I'm afraid, is all that's left of the Roman bridge. That's a shame, isn't it? But it's a beautiful spot. How's this for a railway station? I'm just walking back to the car park and I walked past this shop window. It's not a model shop, it's an antique second-hand shop. Probably a good thing it's shut. There's some wonderful looking stuff, isn't there? Not something you see every day. Unless of course you live here.